What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm gonna show you guys how to extract a broken screw. There's millions of videos on YouTube, but this is to show you somebody who doesn't really know how to use an extractor, shows you how easy it is to use an extractor, right? So I've been having this issue with one of the bolts breaking in the AC power steering delete kit I have, and up until now I've been able to remove it by using the kind of like tap technique, like kind of with the screwdriver, and it'll tap out. But now, because the screw is bigger, I have to use an extractor. So let me show you guys how I do it. Very simple. Stay tuned. All right, so here we go. So if you guys notice, the broken screw is right there. I took a punch and a hammer and I made that small indentation in the middle. That way you can use it as a guide for your drill bit, your reverse drill bit. So you take a punch, try to get it as center as you can, get a hammer and tap it a couple times. So now let's go ahead and move on to drilling, so I can show you guys how easy it is. This is kind of the best view I can give you guys without restricting my space. So you're gonna get it right in the center and then just start drilling. All right, guys, so I used the drill bit. Then I went to the second biggest drill bit that the kit comes with. And sometimes you'll get lucky and it'll start spinning out like this one did. Watch, you see this? I extracted the bolt. Well, not really extracted it. I mean, I guess, but I didn't use the whole kit. So what I did, I started, like I showed you guys in the previous clip, I started using the reverse drill bit, and sometimes you get lucky and it'll spin out freely, and then you could just do the rest by hand. There you go. So try to get it in the middle, and I used the second biggest drill bit they had, and it started free spinning back out, and it came out. So now let's go ahead and install the Karcepts kit, which shouldn't snap, right? I'm gonna use a 10.9 on the Karcepts kit. Cross your fucking fingers. Let's go to the next clip. Let's go ahead and take off the K2 kit. Like I stated before, I've been having an issue with it snapping the alternator bolt for some reason. I don't know why. Let's go ahead and remove that. And then we're going to install our Karcepts kit. You know what? I actually decided I'm gonna show you guys how to take off your K2 AC power steering delete kit. So to take the tension off, you release this screw here, nut with the 19, and then this one's a 17. Once this is loose, make sure this one's all the way up, and it'll drop the belt. Once the belt's off, come on, belt. I had it off right now. Something about when you start doing this shit on the video, it like acts like a little bitch. There you go, off. So now for this top mount, obviously the pulley goes on there. Then you got the spacer back here. One Allen. We're gonna take these off. All right, so bracket is off. Now we're gonna remove the alternator. To remove the alternator, you remove this one. I think it's like 110 mil bolt. So you're going to remove this as a 13, and then also the alternator is also held on by those two right there, which I believe they're 8 Allen wrenches. And then it's got spacers in the back and nuts holding it on. All right, alternator's out. So next is gonna be those two brackets right there. That bracket that holds the bottom of the alternator, and take those two Allen ones off. Then that bracket's only held by that Allen on the right, and your whole K2 kit is off. Okay, complete kit is off. that's the K2 kit. If you guys want it, cash me out. I'll give it to you guys cheap. Those are like $240 brand new, so it's used obviously, so let me know. Give me an offer, I'll sell that. So now we have our Karcepts kit. Let's go ahead. I believe we're gonna install either this bracket or this one first. I'm gonna go ahead, read the instructions, and I'll show you what the first step is. Okay, so the kit calls for this bracket to be installed first with these two 14s right here. These all come in one single bag, and then these come in another single bag. So we're gonna install this bracket with these two. It has no spacers, nothing. This bracket with this. So let me set you guys up and show you where it goes. You guys see these two bolts right here? Don't worry, my fucking gloves are they're fucking ripped. So this bolt or that hole and that hole, that's where the other bracket came off of. So now you're gonna get your bracket. Then you are going to feed your bolt through and just put it in. Pause. So that one goes there. This one goes here. So let me go ahead and run them all the way down, and I'm gonna show you what the next step is. Okay, next up, the fuck's it called? I had a brain fart right there. The damn instructions, right? They call for the alternator being installed next. So now it's gonna be these two in the bottom of the alternator. It's gonna be, let me see. So it's gonna be bracket, spacer, alternator, and then the bolt. So let me go ahead and mock it up and show you guys what it looks like. All right, so alternator is on. You're gonna use the long 110mm bolt right here with the spacer, and then the bottom, we had to switch it up. It's no longer gonna be these two bolts with the spacer. Now it's gonna be individual bolts by itself, but they're gonna be 50mm. So you're gonna have to order, just because I'm running a K20 alternator. So you need 50mm with no spacer in the bottom, and then lines up perfect with the bracket. So those two are in. The top one is on, bracket is on. So now we're gonna install the pulley with I believe some sort of bracket. So this is what's next. So the pulley, then this piece that comes in this bag goes there. This bolt goes here. So let's go ahead and install it. All right, so take your pulley, put it onto that bracket that's on there. Next, it's gonna be this one and this one, and then just thread the bolt in. I believe it's gonna be a 14. So just thread it in. It's gonna keep going till it bottoms out. Let's go ahead and get the 14, tighten this, put our belt on, and it'll be done. All right, so we got the belt on, we got that pulley on also. Just tighten this side right here, loosen this side, and then loosen this too. You're gonna get an extension, a 6 Allen key, and your wrench, and you're gonna start giving the belt tension. So the way I like to do it is the belt, if you fold it, it'll be about halfway, which that's about good right there. So now you're gonna tighten these back too. Karcepts kit installation's finally done. Go over your work all over again. You don't want to leave a loose bolt. Check the bracket in the bottom, make sure those are good. Check the two 50mm that you put on the bottom of the alternator. Check this one right here, the long one for the alternator. Pause. Check this one, check this one. Make sure your tension bolt is good, and make sure these back two bolts is good. And then just recheck your tension. It's about halfway. So now let's go ahead and do initial startup, and I'll show you guys that it all worked out. And there you go, guys, the initial startup. And you're good to go. Nothing running, no squeaky, no nothing. It actually came out pretty good. Guys, you know what? That last clip, it ended like a little vague, right? A little vague. So let me make it a little bit more clear as to what my issue was. Not really an issue, but what I kind of gone through right there at the end with those last two bolts, it was a little weird. So let me explain it. All right, so like I showed you guys in one of the clips, these two were supposed to go on the bottom of the alternator. These two with the spacers, but if you read here, it says, so your kit may come with M850 or M870. These are like 75s. These are way too big, because even with the spacer, you don't put a spacer on the 24, because if you put a spacer, it offsets it weird, and you could snap something without or with these. So it's, I don't get it, right? That's how the kit came, and I got the 70s, or it was way bigger than 70. It wasn't 70, and even with 70, with the spacers, you notice how it's not a lot of threading. Oh, wait up. Oh shit, you guys saw what's on the table. Even with that much, it doesn't have enough thread, because once it gets to this point, notice how it like humps up, it bottoms out. It bottoms out, and there's still like that much space left to screw in. Pause. So what we needed was, we needed the 50 millimeter with no spacer, which is this one right here. You see that? You see how it's 50? It's a 50 mil with no spacer. You notice the spacer on this one? Well, we don't use this spacer. We use this top one on the alternator, but we don't use the bottom one on the K24 with USDM K24 water housing and a K20 RSX Type S alternator. So I'm gonna insert a quick clip of what it looks like to put or use these bolts on the alternator with the spacer. I'm gonna show you guys how these bolts bottom out. They bottom out, and with this spacer, even with this spacer, it's not enough to clear all the space that's needed, right? So let me go ahead and put a quick clip so you guys can see what I'm talking about, so you know that you don't use the spacer on a K24. I don't know why it's working out like that, but the K24 starter or alternator is the same as a K20, which I do not understand what's going on there. But I don't know if the other kit is the one that comes without the spacers and the smaller bolts, but if it does, the other kit is for a K20. The belt is smaller. Karcepts only offers two belt sizes, which is 475 6K and then 485 6K. The 485 is like an inch longer. Pause. And it's the one that I got, right? And that one, it fit. It was a tight fit. Pause. It was a tight fit, but it fit, right? So, which is weird. The whole kit should have fit, but it didn't. Only the bottom bolts, it was different, which is weird. So let me show you that. Let me show you that quick clip right here, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. All right, so you guys saw that, right? I don't get it. It's weird. There's a spacing, and it should have cleared it, but it didn't. So let me show you the kit, right? Let me show you the kit, which one I have, how it reads, and it says it's supposed to work. But then the instructions say that it either came with a 70 mil or a 50 mil length bolt. This came with like a fucking 75, and you need the 50 with no spacer on a 24, on a K24A with the 24 water pump and a 20 alternator, which I don't understand because it's the same alternator, same pulley. I don't know. Let's check it out. Like, I feel like you guys are not understanding or aren't gonna understand the way I'm explaining it. Look, so this is a kit I got. I got KPS 02, which works with K24A2, a K24 water pump housing is what I have, and a K20 alternator. So the belt works. The belt works. And I have a 24 pulley. So this is the correct kit. But for some reason, for this kit, you're going to get these bolts and these spacers, but you don't use these because it's not gonna work. These spacers offset your alternator at a weird angle, which you'll see if you guys were to get it. These spacers offset it weird and they don't fit. Well, that's the video, right? I hope I didn't confuse you guys. I hope I didn't. The install was straightforward. The only issue was the bolts in the bottom. That's it. Just the bolts. So if you're gonna order a KPS 02, which is the kit for a K24, which is we're supposed to run, just know that you're gonna have to switch these out, okay? These are not going to fit. You need a smaller bolt. You're going to need it. You saw the video, right? And it's weird. Like I said, the 20 and the 24 alternators, they have the same mounting spots. So nothing's different. Even the pulley on the alternator is the same. Don't let somebody tell you it's not, because it is. Look it up. You could do your own research, or you could I mean, at least take what I say, I mean, I guess with a grain of salt, if you will, and just do your own research. Or believe me, I'm telling you, I just went through it, okay? These are not going to work. You saw the spacing. These bottomed out, and it won't go any further. So 50 millimeter bolts in the bottom, no spacer. Use a spacer at the top by the water pump. Make sure that, I believe, the extra rib spacing on the crank is on the outside. The alternator pulley extra spacing is on the inside, because they gave you a 6 rib, but your original crank is 7 rib, so one's open. You guys seen it. I just went through it. And the other one doesn't fit. The other one's a K20. The other one is a K20 kit. That kit won't fit because, like I told you guys on the belts, there's 2 sizes. A 20 because the pulley is smaller, and a 24 because the pulley is bigger. I have the 24, which is what I need. Whatever, bro. We made it work. If this is a good install for you guys, follow it. If you guys want to find out in real time that shit doesn't work, be my guest. If you guys go into the same issues that I did, let me know. I would like to fucking hear about it. Jesus Christ, this shit's over. And like always, you guys, we're in this shit together. Okay, keep your head up. I almost forgot my fucking outro. Jesus, you see? Fucking thing has me all fucked up. Like always, you guys, we're in this together. Keep your fucking head up, all right? Don't let nobody tell you you can't do this shit by yourself. You can, it's easy, all right? We'll catch you guys on the next one.